Hello there. Today I'm going to attempt to tie a traditional winged wet, and I say attempt, so if nothing else you'll get a laugh. It's almost traditional, not quite, and you'll see the little change as I work my way through it. I've put in the vise a Camazan B175 size 10 hook, and I'm going to be using the uni thread in 8/0. First thing to do is to cast your thread on. Like so, and I've taken the thread up to just before the barb, and I'm going to use Glow Bright number 4 as my tail, so I'll take a length of that. Like so, and then I'll fold it once, twice, and a third time. So I've got a little pile of Glow Bright. I'm just going to trim off the end like so, and catch that in. I'm not too worried about the little bits that are hanging over there. I can deal with them when I take my body in up. A couple of extra turns, so I've now got my thread in line with my barb, and I'm going to cut that about ½ an inch away. Now with the Glow Bright floss, I just like to give it a little rub out with my finger, then I can lick my thumb and forefinger and bring that back, and there we've got our little Glow Bright tail. Next thing I'm going to do is I've got a whiting saddle feather here, and I'm going to catch that in at the tip end, like so, and I'll just tuck that in out the way. Next I'm going to add my body material. Now I'm going to use this Mylar, it's peacock in orange, one side's peacock, the other side's orange. I really like using this stuff actually, it's very versatile and you get lots of different options. So take a little bit of that, and the orange side is the side I want, so I'm going to lay the peacock side onto the shank of the hook and then just catch that in. Take my thread all the way up to about 1/8 of an inch before the eye, and then with some persuasion, and it doesn't want to play, but where there's a will, I'm going to get the orange side down and rib up. Now you can only learn through experience by the amount of tension that you're putting onto the ribbon material. Even now I still find that sometimes when I'm working with this stuff I end up snapping it and the whole thing becomes a bit of a bird's nest. But if you do a lot of tying, you'll soon get a feel for what's right. I'm just going to go back and try and even up the body a little bit, then catch my thread over my body material and take away the loose end. Now at this point I'm just going to stick a couple of half hitches into the thread. Now the traditional flag ties amongst you will notice I've not put a wire rib in. That's because I'm going to use some diamond hard UV resin to hold the feather in place. So just apply a little bit of the resin, and then what you've got to do is work that around the hook body. I've not used too much, but just enough to give it a nice shape. So once you've done that, then you can then bring your feather over, in as wide a loop as you like. And once at the head, I'm just going to give it a couple of turns of thread to hold it into place. I can just see a little feather being caught in there. Just going to release them with my dubbing needle, and then come in with a UV torch over the top. I got one of these firewire torches, which was relatively cheap, from America. Unfortunately, the batteries that come with them are not so cheap. Once I'm happy that's set, I can tell you what, let's just use these. Strip that away. Now what I'm going to do at this point is just at an angle snip back. What I don't want is the palmer getting in the way of my wings. I'll just trim that up a bit. Now as a throat to this fly, I'm going to use some orange amethyst. I'll just strip off a few fibres of that. And I'm just going to catch that under the fly at the front. Like so. Trim away my waist. I can just manoeuvre that now to sit where I want it to. And I'm just capturing in a bit at the bottom there. Okay, now for the bit where you'll get a good laugh. The wings. I've already prepared my wing slips. Wingman on the forum does an excellent tutorial about preparing wing slips. And what you should have is two fairly identical slips like so, and I'm going to marry them together if I haven't dropped them on the floor. Like so. Now I'm going to bring these in. They're a nice set, paired up, and just shy, the tips are just shy of the tail for the distance. I'm going to just pinch them in a couple of holding loops so I can see that I'm getting the right proportions. Yep, I'm fairly happy with that. Once that's done, you need to tighten up, and then you can take away your excess at the front. Excuse my fingers. Like so. Then I can tidy the whole thing up. and build a nice neat head. I'm going to use half hitches to finish. Like so. Put 2 or 3 in, it should be secured now. And trim that away. Excuse me for a moment. Just going to grab a little bit of varnish from my other table and just varnish the head to finish up. And just make sure you catch in the underneath of the head as well. Once that's done, we can use what's left of our little feather just to clear the eye, and there you have a nearly traditional wet, I would say. I dare say there was some argument to that, but I don't really care. I hope it's given you some ideas for your own fly tying. Thanks for watching.